What's up, guys? It's desRow. I have HuK here with me. Doesn't look too happy. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. So, how come you're here this weekend?
Why are you here?
Because of Remax, man. We've made it, but I don't know about
that's
you.
That's why you're here? Remax?
Yes.
Remax. That's why I'm here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What does your badge say?
Pro gamer.
Yeah? Starcraft 2 host?
Yeah, I'm respected.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so your thoughts on the 12 worker? That's like pretty big.
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
I initially thought, like other people thought, some people here, is that it was going to be max 12 per mineral patch, or it was going to be full saturation at 12, and you could put more if you wanted to. I like that a lot more, because I feel like that would incentivize people to go up to like 6 bases, and it would be better, because if you're like right now, if you're like 3 base, that's like max, you know? You never want to have 4 mining bases, right? You only want 3. And then maybe you take extra bases for gases. But if it's 12 max, then you could take up to 6 bases, and it would still be economically advantageous. So it felt like that would have brought it more back to Brood War-ish economy, and it was a very simple way to do it. They didn't do that, and I thought that's what they did. I still like this better than what the game was before, but I wish they would have done the 12 max. Either full saturation at 12, or you can only put 12 per base. I think, like, even if they capped it right now at 12 per base, it would encourage you to expo more, right?
But they'd have to change the pro behavior, because it's 8 patches, it's 2 per patch.
Yeah. So they just put less minerals maybe per base, put it 6 instead of 8.
Yeah.
And then put 2 per. So you're still mining a good amount, but you would have to expo more. And you would be rewarded for the amount of bases you have too.
So 1700 gas. Your thoughts, and then follow up would be if you lose your main, like if the Nexus gets sniped, will you rebuild for? Because it's a lot less gas than it used to be. Like, you know, sometimes you'll build it because you're like, I need to be on this amount of gases, but now that you need more bases.
I really don't know, because there's so many new units right now, and there's so many new harass mechanics and stuff like that. Although you would be encouraged to take a new base instead of retaking your main, it's also harder because you're going to have... The game's going to be so much quicker, and the units are so much more harass-oriented that it's going to be harder to be more spread out as well. So it's like, I don't know. I would have to play a good amount and then see. Okay.
So Protoss got nerfed a lot. Which is your least favorite nerf? Do you know them all?
No, I don't know them all.
So Colossus range from 9 to 8 once you get the upgrade. The Immortal, the shield is not, so it's harder to A-move. You could say the Tempest got nerfed because it doesn't do bonus to the massive. Warp Gate got nerfed. It takes a long time to warp in a unit, and it takes 200% damage, and I think that's about it, really. Those are all the nerfs.
The biggest nerf is the Warp Gate one, but I don't necessarily dislike it, just because Warp Gate mechanic itself wasn't something I enjoyed that much, but that's the worst nerf. Colossus, I mean, all the nerfs suck as a Protoss player, but I don't necessarily disagree with them. I think they're all fine.
What about the Time Warp? I forgot to mention that one. The Time Warp starts very small and then grows.
Well, that's like a plus and minus kind of thing.
Because it's 15 seconds.
Yeah. And I think it's bigger too.
Yeah, it's bigger once it grows.
Yeah, so that's like hit and miss. I don't know. I dislike all of them as a professional Protoss player, but as a fan, I think it's fine as long as they balance it in other ways.
What's your favorite thing with the new changes? Is it the Tempest going faster and having the burn? Is it the Warp Prism being able to pick?
Warp Prism, for sure. Warp Prism. But I still feel like Protoss got the short end of the stick as far as units and new abilities. Like I love Zergs. Like the Kog'Maw thing that can shoot, the Lurker, the Bloodless from the Infestor, what's the other one? The Locust that can fly. Like I saw every one of those abilities, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Are you jealous of the Bloodlust for Zerg?
I'm more jealous about the Kog'Maw Roach thing. I thought that was really, really cool. It's kind of replacing what the Swarm hosts used to do, I think, or their role. Like, imagine you go like the Stefano Max style, and you go like really Roach heavy Zergling. Like, Protoss is always under this mindset, like, they try to take a third base and they're just holding. You're just pumping out Immortals, right? And you're just trying to hold with force fields and stuff. But all of a sudden, because they have that unit, they can just set up a concave and then just get like 5 or 6 of those and then just sit back and just fucking fling shit at you, right? And that's gonna force you to come out and fight.
It feels like they added a lot of skill shots.
Yeah,
which is gonna make the game like the micro, because there's not much micro. Like the only micro difference would be like the force fields, like GSL force fields versus like NA force fields.
Yeah.
But now with a lot of new abilities, the Swarmos, the Locust is like 60 second.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Are you happy?
I'm glad the Swarm host either way got reworked. I mean, it's scary. Like, I've seen like the Swarm host just fly into a base and kill everything because they do more damage as well now. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. There's a lot of things that seem too strong or too weak or whatever, and it's all gonna get reworked over the next few months anyway. So it's not a big deal. It's the same every time. But
the Swarmos is less of a nightmare now because it's not like you set it up and you don't even have to look at it.
I think the game mechanic itself is better, obviously. But a lot of people, I'm just saying in general, people are complaining about this and that unit. And it's gonna get changed. So.
What about the Corruptor being?
Well, in the video,
it look a lot stronger than it is.
So in the video, they showed like 3 Corruptors, takes like 3 seconds, and then Nexus is just fucking dead. But then Jaedong last night was trying to use it, and he made like 6 Corruptors, and he was trying to kill a Nexus, and the Nexus took like 10% shield damage or something. Over 5 seconds.
I tested it. It's 8 Corruptors, 15 seconds to Sniper Nexus.
That's not so bad.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, like, if you're maxed out, you can't warp in or you can't recall.
But you're still going to have cannons there. Or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, there's an angle you can set up. I mean, like, those are some of the situations you can use it.
Yeah.
Like, no recall, no warp ins, then you can do some damage.
Yes.
It's very situational.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Is there any other Zerg change? Not really.
Nidus.
Yeah, the Nidus is weird.
The only problem I see with the Nidus currently is certain builds could be really strong, because you can't kill it when it's coming in, but then if their first 2 units or 3 units are queens and they're just transfusing it, you're not going to be able to kill it then either. So,
and it's not like a hive thing. It's like the same as before.
So imagine they once again they max out on like Roach Zergling, and then they just okay, I'm gonna have a Nidus, and you're Protoss, you're at like 120 supply. And you're trying to defend your third, and you're trying to defend your main, and you see this Nidus, and you're like, okay, so do I pull my units from my third, and then he just all-ins my third, or do I defend my third, and then he has this Nidus, and then if you go to the Nidus and you try to kill it, you can't kill it, and then it pops open, and you split your units, thinking, okay, I'm gonna try to defend both, and then you have 5 Stalkers, 3 Sentries in your main, 3 Queens come out, transfuse, you're never gonna kill it, and then you have a max Zerg army in your base. So I mean, I don't know. It's like I said, there's gonna be so many changes. I'm sure they'll figure it out.
What about the siege tank? Because Terran's got a lot of.
That's fucking insane with the medevac. I mean, it's cool. I really like it because it's once again like heavily micro. You get to see cool moves. People are gonna make a lot of plays. So I like it. But once again, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I see the Terran changes and I see the Zerg changes. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And then I see the Protoss and I'm like, yeah, I like the little ball that does like the splash damage. That's cool. But then other than that, it's like, okay, Immortal's got this other shield thing now. I'm like,
Oh, one thing we didn't talk about was the carrier interceptor.
I like that one.
You can dump them and then recall.
Yeah.
So you only commit what's 25 times 8, which is 400. 200. And the ball is invincible.
Yeah.
So
invulnerable,
but invulnerable. But it's very very fat. Very. It doesn't maneuver around.
I'm pretty sure you got to drop it in the mineral line.
Yeah.
You can't pre-drop it and then run it because it's so fat.
So one thing too is the Oracle now. Revelation and
I like that change. That change should have been in HuK.
Much earlier.
It's stupid that you would go like this and you couldn't see any cloaked units underneath.
It was very awkward because you had to pop the thing to detect
and then
and then do it. The status ward.
It's cool. The only downside is that it's very hit and miss.
Yeah.
I don't because I saw the video and there's Hydras coming down the ramp.
Yeah,
and then
but
it hits
that video was very not accurate. Because it they played the 2v2 last night and it freezes whatever is there for maybe 15 seconds and it's invulnerable. So there's time for backup. You just try to surround it. It's a lot more awkward than anything. and it takes 5 seconds to cast, so it's very easy to break the channeling.
The one thing I like about the Protoss changes is there's like a lot of late game crowd control that you can do.
Yes.
The problem is that I feel like a lot of it's going to overlap. So you're going to have, Colossus already, right? So you have like a lot of splash there, and then you're going to have Storm, that's a lot of splash there. And then you have these little balls that do really good splash as well. And then you have Stasis as well, that's like big fight. You want to have like, if you had 2 or 3 Stasis, and you hit like a line of fucking like Hydra, Roach, whatever bio.
Yeah, you fight half the army,
then you're going to win too. So now it's just like these 5 things, or however many there are, these 5 or 6 things, all are answering the same question. They're all splash, they're all crowd control, they're all really good that damage. But like, why would I pick, like, all I'm going to have is like this huge army that does all this crowd control, but Protoss is still lacking like a head-to-head good unit.
And so every race got like early game. The Roach, the upgrade for the Ravager is 2575. Yeah. So Ravager is 100.
I love that. Yeah. I love the Ravager. I'm having so much fun with it.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have fun when you don't have anything new to defend it.
Yeah.
So every race got 2 new units except Protoss.
Yeah.
So what? Like I assume you would want something early game more.
Yeah, I wanted like a fighting unit that's easy to micro. Not easy to micro, but fun to micro. That you could do something with it besides like the Stalker.
Yeah, more
that's more just like a straight up fighting. Because like I said, Protoss has all these things that all do splash. You have all these answers. Like think of like what Zerg splash. Like Funkel.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Banelings.
Banelings.
Yeah.
And then even then, it's like a unit that you have to like run up. It isn't like a cast or something. Terran's got Widow Mines?
Yeah.
And then
the HuK, the thing with the grapple, you can upgrade it to do splash.
But once again, it's a fighting unit that has splash.
Yeah.
And Protoss has like 6 different options. Like they have the Colossus, which is a splash fighting unit, sure. But it's like really long range. But then you have Storm, Disruptor, Stasis.
Yeah. Time Warp.
You have so many more options for splash. So like Protoss once again is just gonna be like this big splashy like death ball kind of thing. They don't have like the individual good fighting units.
One thing we haven't talked about is the dot of the Tempest. I think one kill. Well, I mean, like, okay.
When I saw the video, my first reaction was like, "What fucking Zerg player is just gonna sit there and like
let him come up?
Yeah. Like, sure, it's faster, but do you see how close you have to be to cast that? Like, at what point late game you have Tempest, Zerg has whatever, and they're just gonna be like, yeah, sure, come in. I'm not gonna fungal you or A-move with my Hydras or pull you or that's never gonna happen.
But I was more thinking about like in TVT or TVP, you can like make like 2 or 3 and just go burn the turrets so you can send in a Warp Prism.
I mean,
it's very quick.
But at the same time, what if they just repair, or they just make 2 or 3 more turrets?
Yeah, I guess they could repair. Yeah.
Like it's so much effort to build 2 or 3 Tempests just to go do that, and then they're useless in almost every other way. Yeah. And then they're just like, I'll just repair my turret.
You could tag the Medivacs, but then you
can't attack air. They only attack ground now.
The tagging? No, the tagging thing works on
the tagging thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the dot. Yeah, it works on the air units.
But once again, you think Terran's just gonna fucking like they're gonna have like a bunch of bio and they're just gonna let you come in and like tag a medevac and you're not gonna lose that Tempest? That Tempest is dead. You're committing a huge unit to kill a medevac, and then even if they repair the medevac, they don't even lose it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see the application there.
So last but least, the Cyclone. The thing that like
looks strong.
Yeah, it's like basically a Phoenix, a Terran Phoenix.
It's gonna be nerfed for sure in some way or another. Probably just like if I was them, I would just make it do a lot less damage because it's fast, it's quick, it's good micro, has long range. Like all the things that would make it a fun micro unit are there. It's just it kills everything way too quickly.
Yeah, I don't think Protoss has anything besides like maybe Phoenix
Link Stalker.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have Blink that early versus something that's factory based.
Oh, it's like a Hellion factory?
Yeah, it's
it's a tech lab. You can have Blink by then.
Yeah, it's far stretch. So anyway, you're happy with everything?
I mean, they got to tweak a lot of stuff, but I'm happy in the direction that it's headed.
So there's a few more topics we're going to talk about on Remax, the maps. Do you think Blizzard's going to have to outsource? Do you think they can live up to what the maps need?
As far as I know, they always outsource.
Really?
Yeah.
The ladder maps like that are made from Blizzard.
A lot of them come from the community, and then they go through the Blizzard approval, and then they get in.
Okay. Because that's going to be crazy. For example, yesterday they were doing the Archon 2v2, and Nimbus was mining out at 20 minutes. They were like fighting for like the last base at 20 minutes.
Yeah, I honestly would prefer if they, like I said, made it 12 workers, 6 mineral patches per base.
Okay. But then, if they do that, killing workers is even more meaningful than if they do 16, right? Because
yes and no. Yes it is per worker if you kill the same amount, but it also means that you'll have less workers per base, so you'll kill less. Like imagine a storm drop, and there's only 6 mineral patches, and they're a little bit more spread apart or whatever. Like it'll mean more when you kill each worker, but it'll be easier to replace those workers, and also you'll kill total less just because there's less there. You know. So.
Do you have any final words? Are you excited for Remax?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. I like it when I do it, but it's not like something I won't be like wake up in the morning like, oh shit, Remax is today. Yes. I'll just be like, okay. Got to do that thing today. Yeah.
You want to thank our fan for buying 3 shirts since the shirts came
really?
out?
They bought 3 shirts?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Right.
Where's my? Oh yeah. Okay, I remember our deal. I was about to say, where's my money?
Yeah, the money will come eventually. All right, thank you for the interview.
Yeah, of course, thank you.